Hey there, podcast listeners. Are you ready to take your game day to the next level? I'm excited to announce that I've partnered with SeatGeek as their newest brand ambassador. That's right, I'm officially royally quacking about this awesome collaboration. SeatGeek is your go to platform for finding the best deals on your tickets to all your favorite events. From concerts to sports, they've got you covered. And as a special thank you to my listeners, use code RoyallyQuacked. That's right, you can use it in all caps, RoyallyQuacked, for $20 off your first SeatGeek order. So what are you waiting for? Grab your friends, score some awesome tickets, and go make some unforgettable memories together. Thank you for SeatGeek for making it happen.
Welcome back, Royally Quack fans. I can't rein in my excitement. Every Quackmas, the holiday that we celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, the Spink flock, which includes King Gary, and his Queen Vicky, as the boys call her Mama Duck, the Quacky boy Cody, and his beautiful wife, Princess Christina, and last but not least, the floating duck of sarcasm, Cody's little brother, Tim. We are taking the Flying V to the city of Anaheim for our annual family outing. Yes, fans, we will be at the pond to see the Ducks take on the Flyers on Saturday, December 28th at 1 p.m. We would love to meet you there. So, contact us through one of the Gmail, Instagram,
Twitter,
Facebook, Blue Sky, red sky, green sky, all the skies. And and we'll if we get enough of you, we'll pick a place between periods and we'll meet you. I'm kind of thinking like right behind Guy and
Allie.
Yeah.
I miss Kent.
Yeah, I miss him too. So anyways, I don't know if everybody caught the little fun things there. There was a little bit of a king thing in there, but it was mostly ducks, Quacky and Quackmas. And I don't know. It came to me this morning. I couldn't sleep any longer and I couldn't get it out of my head. So I knew it was the intro for today.
Well, I'm definitely excited for that game. I don't think I've ever seen the Flyers live.
I can't recall if I have either.
I'm trying to remember all the teams who I have seen live. Because I always like going to games where I've never seen that team play. Like against the Ducks or Kings.
I know I've seen Pittsburgh, but Lemieux was hurt. He didn't play that game.
I don't think I've ever seen Pittsburgh.
Yeah, so, I mean...
Like, that's why I'm glad we did the Flyers one, because I don't think I've ever seen the Flyers live.
I might have seen them, but it's been not the same team.
Like I said, I've seen...
when Lindros was there.
Have I? I don't think
Maybe
I've seen
Recchi.
because, like, I know I've seen the Capitals. I've seen the Predators, the Canadiens, Boston, Colorado, Kraken. Let's see, who else have I seen lately? Predators. I don't know if I already said them or not. I don't know. I'm just trying to remember, like, at the top of my head, like, what all the different teams I've seen. I've seen Arizona. I think I was at the game when Hampus Lindholm scored his first career hat trick.
You were at the very first duck practice that was at the pond, too.
And I don't remember a thing.
Well, no, you wouldn't, because you were like 1?
Yeah. Oh, you like my ugly painted earth mug that I made?
This was all like the years ago. Ducks or something?
Yeah.
Why is it in blue and purple and black?
Well, it's teal and it's supposed to be eggplant and jade. but I didn't know how to make eggplant and jade with the painted earth colors things. I'm not very artistic.
Well,
Let's just put
sorry,
it that
you know,
way.
you can blame me for that. I'm not very artsy either. Your mom is
Uh,
very artsy.
when we have to go pick, we did a little double date with some friends, and we went to Painted Earth a couple weeks ago, and we had to go pick up our stuff today. We're probably gonna do it before we all go see the movie together. And I'm like, I'm not looking forward to mine.
Mom's smart enough never to invite me to Painted Earth.
Yeah.
I don't think she's been in forever anyways. So,
All right, you ready to get
anyways,
ready
I
to get
hope
the
the fans
show
are
on the
excited.
road?
I hope the fans are gonna be excited. We'd love to meet them. You know.
Yeah. Maybe I'll try to get some more stickers and hand them out to people.
And just before, if you do come to meet us, I'll be wearing one of my favorite players' jerseys. And fans, it's Timu Solani's jersey. I would never wear another Ducks jersey in my life because, I mean, I can respect the players, don't get me wrong, but I am a Kings fan first. But
Yeah.
Timu, he's captured my heart. So, one of my favorite players of all time, you know, and I think part of that just flowed right into Cody because I think he's Cody's favorite player also.
No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Robitaille's right there. Lucky Luke. So wouldn't it be cool to get a picture, go to a Kings game and get a picture with and Timu and Luke were there and I could be right in between them?
Oh my,
God,
that would be
wouldn't that be
awesome.
freaking awesome?
That'd be like for me. That'd be like for me getting a picture with Timu and Korea and Shigeru. That'd be like my dream team right there.
Yeah. So
Because those are the main people why I like. I would say Korea and Solani were the main two, but then when Shigeru came in for that 02-03 playoffs, I was like, he was the guy.
yeah,
The playoffs. So,
yeah, yeah. Well, I don't think they win it without him.
oh, agreed. You're not wrong. Let's see. I'm gonna switch something over real quick. I don't need this. There we go. That's much better. So I'm just trying to get my notes in order. All right, you ready to get into news?
Yes, I am ready.
All right, let me make sure I update it before we get started. All right, for
What's
Ducks
weird
news.
is there's typically not a lot of news, you know, except
Yeah,
for injuries and call ups and stuff. And then the trade deadline will be busy, but I mean, it's it's mostly about the games,
there's
right?
been a lot of um,
Well, league news, there's a
yeah,
lot, but I mean, and unless we get a lot of injuries or call ups, there isn't a whole lot of news.
yeah. But no, but like this week there was like a lot of like trade speculation and rumors this week that I've heard.
Oh yes, and some of them you can believe, and other of them they're so far fetched you can't you can't trust all the ones that are on Facebook. People, let me tell you that right now.
No, that's true. So for the first one, according to the Bleacher Report, the Ducks are a potential option for Chris Kreider from the New York Rangers. Because I guess they're looking to shake things up, and I guess him and Truba are like the top two. I do not want Truba. I think he's just an overpaid Radko Gudas. I'd rather have Gudas. Someone that's making $8 million a year. Well, I
Yeah,
think this is last year, anyways.
Kreider's he's a goal scorer. They could
Yeah.
use him. I mean,
Well,
who couldn't use him?
Kreider is someone who I would be very interested in getting for the Ducks, just because, as we believe from a couple episodes ago, the mother-son rant that me and my mom had on here about like blocking the view of a goalie. Kreider is someone that's really good at that, and not only good, he's good at blocking the view. He's probably one of the best um tipping players in the NHL. Like he just knows how to redirect pucks into the net. I would say
Yeah,
he's one of the top ones.
he's a goal scorer. That's
Yeah,
what he is. Yeah.
he's been a 40 goal scorer for many years. So like I said, I'm shocked that he's even speculated to be on the trade block. for one. But like I said, if the Ducks can get him, that would help a lot. I can imagine him on a line with, you know, Zegras or Leo or even Terry.
So, I mean, out of, I'm looking at the notes. After, that one, if it happened, what are you willing to give up to get him?
See, I don't know what New York wants back.
Well, they're going to want something serious.
Is it something serious, or are they really, or maybe they want something, maybe like a young defensive, like maybe like a Lacombe and like a third round pick or second round pick or something. I don't know what they want in return, but I
I'm gonna
know
be, I'll be
I
honest
do
with
know
you.
they
If I'm
want
the
some.
Rangers, that wouldn't be enough.
I agree, but I'm just saying. But at the same time is we're also helping New York at the same time because they're trying to get rid of some cap space too.
Yeah.
So
We'll see what happens.
yeah. So next one is the Ducks are believed to be interested in the young defensive prospect from Columbus, David Jiricek. And that's from David Pagnotta. So that's someone I really would like the Ducks to get because he's a right-handed shot defenseman, and he's like a defensive defenseman. I believe he's a good two-way, but he's more known for his defensive game. Because if the Ducks did get him, we would now have 3 right-handed shot defensemen that could play in the NHL for sure. You would have Jiricek, Gudis, Hellison. And you can have Jiricek with Zelly or, because Hellison and Dumoulin, I like that pairing. That's keep them together. Gudis and Minty could be good together. And if you have Jiricek and Zelly together, that'd be great.
If I'm wrong, Hellison in 10 games did not score a point for the goals.
12 games.
12 games. Okay.
12 games.
So I am corrected.
Yes.
Yet he's been scoring pretty regularly for the Ducks. Now, that's just fun. Isn't that funny? I mean, you're talking better competition, and he's now scoring points.
Yeah, I've liked his play with the Ducks. He's definitely made his his presence known for this team, and I'm loving the way he's been playing.
Yeah, I could tell you, I'd keep him up.
Yeah, I mean, I think now that what Hellison's been doing, it may let for people like maybe it is time to trade Fowler. I mean, I guess I like Fowler, but you gotta admit, ever since he's been hurt, the Ducks have been playing better. It's kind of weird. But like I said, I know Cam Fowler is one of the nicest guys ever. I've heard great things about him from multiple people. Like when I was at last year's home opener, they were saying that Cam Fowler is one of those guys that will literally sign every single item, and he won't. He's one of the nicest guys. Like he makes sure every fan is happy, and like it's true because he signed my I think he signed both of our jerseys last year. So, but we'll move on to the next bit of news. Like I said, a lot of heavy trade rumors that I've heard. The Ducks have been linked to forward Morgan Frost from the Philadelphia Flyers, and that's per. Oops, I just had it. David Pagnotta again. Like I said, I want to make sure I'm, getting my source. I'm telling everyone the sources I'm hearing. That's someone I'd be interested in too. I don't have the full stats about with any of these players. I know Chris Kreider. He's been a Ranger for years. Everyone really knows him. Jiricek, I believe he was a 2021 or 2022 draft pick. I know he was like 5th or 6th overall. Morgan Frost is someone I've heard great things about in Philly. And I believe he's young too. So I think that would be good for to add to this core. And the next one is the Senators are interested in Cam Fowler. Let's see if I can find that. And that is per Bruce Garrich. So the Senators are interested in Cam Fowler, but they're also interested in other available defensive players around the league too. Cam Fowler was one of the other players on that list. And then Tyson Hines is back up with the Ducks. I don't know when he's going to make his debut. He's been called up. He was called up, I think, last week, but he didn't play a game. So we'll see if he maybe draws in against the Senators tomorrow or Sunday. We'll see.
So the Senators got back-to-back, huh?
Yeah, they got the back-to-back. So, and that is it for Ducks news right now.
Kings news is a little, well, it's exciting, but very short. I started off this week with, is Eric Portillo going to start against the Ducks on Friday because he got called up? Well, I had to change that. He does start against the Ducks, but more on that later.
Yeah.
Kings also recall Andre Lee to replace injured Akil Thomas, who was put on IR and who had been scratched for the previous 4 games. So I'm not truly understanding all of that, but I'm wearing my Call Me Captain shirt because Cap, if you don't know who Cap is, that's Anjay Kopitar. He's still
Captain
elite.
America, Steve
He's
Rogers.
Still elite at 37 years old. I mean, he's been playing incredible this year. I just wanted to throw that out there. And that's there are really no trade rumors I could find for the Kings.
I haven't seen any. If I did see any, I would have screenshot them and put them in the notes too.
Or you'd have sent them to me and let me
Or I
put
would have
it
sent
in
them to
there.
you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but I looked quite a bit yesterday for it. Did a lot on the notes yesterday and got everything set up for today. So, but we're going to move on to league news.
Yeah, and this one happened. What? Just I want to say the next day after the podcast, after we recorded.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to start? You want me to start?
Yeah, I'll start. I can do the first 2 because they kind of go together.
Okay.
But Drew Bannister was fired as the Blues head coach after only 76 games. Bannister went 39, 31, and 6 in 76 games after replacing Greg Berube on December 14th, 2023. Why did he get fired? Is because Jim Montgomery was hired as the next head coach of the St. Louis Blues. Montgomery signed a 5-year contract with the Blues just 5 days after being fired as the Boston Bruins coach. You want to know what's the record for the shortest span of being fired and then hired between 2 teams for a coach?
Sure. I don't have any idea.
I believe they said it was 2.5 days between someone getting fired and then hired.
Wow.
You want to know who it was?
Yeah.
Bruce Boudreau. He was fired as the Washington Capitals coach, and guess who picked him up? The Anaheim Ducks.
He was a good coach.
I mean,
Montgomery's an elite coach.
He is an elite coach.
I mean, I still think Boston rushed that.
I agree.
And I think they're going to be sorry.
I agree. I think you're 100% right. It's just crazy that the last 3 of their coaches have all been Jack Adams award winners.
Yeah, true.
And they've all been fired and then rehired pretty quickly. All right, but we'll move on. I'll let you go with the next one.
The San Jose Sharks retired Jumbo Joe Thornton's number 19. Like, duh.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you?
I
He
mean, he's
was. Speaking of another, you know, Boston just threw away another asset like that.
yeah, he went on to a great career with San Jose right almost immediately after
He won the
being
Hart that
traded.
year he got traded. He won the Hart that year. That's
Are
crazy.
the Bruins, maybe they're a little cursed right now.
Yeah,
Sort of
well,
like the
it's not
Red Sox were for 100 years.
just another Boston curse.
Maybe. I mean, you keep trading superstars, first Babe Ruth and now Joe Thornton.
Yeah, seriously. But I think Babe Ruth was a different caliber than Joe Thornton.
Yeah, you're talking probably, if not the greatest,
Yeah,
second greatest player ever to play the game. I think he's probably the greatest guy to play the game.
yeah. All right. Crosby scores his 600th career goal against Utah, and he is the 21st player to hit this milestone. And no, I do not have the list of the first 20 people to make.
You're falling down on your.
I don't want to name 20 people. That's a little too much.
Okay,
But
so the Canes are exploring potential goalie options on the current market via trade or free agency. Wow. Possible targets: John Gibson, Mackenzie Blackwood, Alex Lyon, Ville Husso, Tristan Yari, Philippe Grubauer, and
it's
Marc
Philip,
Andre.
just Philip Grubauer.
What?
You don't have to add the French accent. If
I
Philippe,
just, I was having fun today. Today's been. I got inspired early this morning, so I mean, I told you
okay, go.
that whole thing. The whole intro was this morning.
That was good though. I like it.
Did you like it?
I did
Okay.
like it.
I figured we could change it, but Marc Andre Fleury.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that I don't know. Does Eric still have him?
What, Flurry?
I mean, moving over to the Canes.
That would help.
Not that the
Where
Wild
he's at now is good.
have been playing well, but I mean, the Canes are an elite team.
Yeah. And then the Pittsburgh Penguins have acquired forward Philip Tomasino from the Nashville Predators in exchange for a 2027 fourth round pick via the New York Rangers. So that pick is technically the New York Rangers pick. So,
Right.
yeah. I think this was just a move to help Pittsburgh out. And then also, I know that Nashville's kind of. Both those teams are just bad.
Well, another team with goalie trouble, the Colorado Avalanche have traded goaltender Justice Anunen.
I think it's you used to. I've never heard. I'm trying to remember his first
I
name.
like Justice better.
Eustace. Eustace.
Eustace Anunen and a
Yeah.
2025 sixth-round pick to the Preds in exchange for goaltender Scott Wedgwood.
Scott Wedgwood is a good. He's a good backup goalie. I don't know if that's going to solve the goaltending issue in Colorado, but I know that's a good. That's a. I can't tell you the difference between a Noonan and Wedgwood right now, but I know more about Wedgwood than a Noonan.
Gorgiev has just been pretty much awful most of the season.
Yeah.
What has happened to him?
Yes, that's a good question.
Yeah.
So, and that is it for league news. You want to go into recap?
Games?
Yep.
Sure.
All right, I'll go first since I only have 3 games this week, or actually, I'll do 2, then you could do your 3, and then we'll go over the last one together.
That'll work.
All right. So, the Ducks hosted the Seattle Kraken on Monday on Tim's birthday. Happy birthday, Tim! And my mom and Tim were at this game. Of course, they didn't get the Dost Wall pin because they got there a little late.
Yeah, that's the floating duck of sarcasm. It was his birthday.
It was his birthday. But the Ducks lost this game 3-2 on Monday. Seattle Kraken had 28 shots on goal. The Ducks had 23. Shane Wright continues to hunt the Ducks. He's got the scoring started to make it 1-0. And then Trevor Zegras got his third of the year with assists from Troy Terry and Brian Dumoulin. This was just a great play by Terry and Zegras. I believe this was an extra attack play, I believe. Yes, it was. Because there was supposed to be a delayed penalty. And they even said on the broadcast, because I guess Trevor Zegras was hanging out like near their offensive blue line. And Killorn's like, hey, go back, go back and help. So Zegras goes back and kind of gets the play started, gives it to Terry. And then I think, or gives it to Dumoulin, and then Dumoulin gives it to Terry. And then you see Zegras go on the left side and just times it perfectly with Terry. And then Zegras is just wide open on the other side. Terry hits him. And so Zegras ties the game up at 1. Frank Vetrano in the second period got the lone goal in the second period for his third of the year. It's someone that's been really just snake bitten this year's Vetrano. Just everything that's been like, the puck just doesn't lay flat for him every time he shoots. Like last year, I felt like everything was just going perfect for him. Every time he shot, it just happened to go in. This year, it's just the complete opposite effect. But this was just what we call in the Mighty Ducks D3 is just cleaning up the trash kind of goal. There was just a rebound in front, and Frank Vetrano cleaned up the trash and put it right back in the net to take the lead 2-1. Assist was Olin Zellweger and Troy Terry. So the Ducks are leading 2-1 going into the third period, and all hell broke loose within the first 70 seconds, pretty much. Andre Burakovsky scored his first of the year to tie the game. An assist from McCann and Evans. And then Brandon Montour got his 7th of the year with assists from Shane Wright to take the lead 3-2, and that is the scoring from this game. The one I would say, other than losing this game and giving up 2 goals within 30 seconds of each other, is Leo Carlson did get injured in this game. I believe it was, I think it should have been more of a penalty, to be honest, because it was an unnecessary hit in that kind of situation where Ty Carte, I would say it was late. I mean, he did get an interference penalty. I believe it was an interference penalty. Yeah. And everything. And it was a late hit. And it looked like he was trying to hurt him. And not hurt him, but you could just tell, not the right situation to do that kind of hit. And Leo I believe hit his head on the goalpost and knocked it off. And he was down for a while. And I'm all for players sticking up for their team and everything. Like Radko Kudis went right after Ty Carte and got a roughing minor. Like I said, that deserved. But Trevor Zegras, there's a time and place for, after all was done, Zegras came in and slashed Ty Carte. It was unnecessary. Now, instead of having a power play and everything, because Ty Carte got 2 penalties. He got the interference and then roughing with Radko Gudas. So it would have been a double minor for Ty Carte and a 1 minor penalty for Gudas, but then Zegras had to slash him, and then so it evened everything up. Like I said, Zegras, there's a time and place to do all that. You don't need to slash him right there. And it was an obvious slashing. Zegras deserved it. I'm not denying that. But here's the thing. You got to do it cleanly in the game. And I'm going to be talking about more on that on the next game. Like I said, the Ducks were outshot in this game 28-23. They lost in the face-off percentage 60-40. Both teams were 0-4 in the power play. Ducks did out-hit Seattle 32-15, 17 block shots for Anaheim, 14 giveaways, and 5 takeaways. I believe, was this Dostal's game? Let me double check. I want to make sure. It was... Who was in goal? Dostal was in goal. So he had... Let's see. And they had 28. So he had 25 saves on 28 shots. The 3 stars of the game was Adam Larson. He just had a great defensive game all around. So he had no points, but he was the 3rd star. Troy Terry was the 2nd star with 2 assists for 2 points. And Brandon Montour was the number 1 star with 1 goal, but it was the game-winning goal. But that's someone who I wish the Ducks never got rid of, was Brandon Montour. He's become such a good player since he left. Pretty much since he left, the Ducks traded him away. So that is it for that game on Monday. Now we're going to move on to the game in Seattle, which was a little bit of an opposite kind of game. The Ducks did win this one 5-2. The Kraken did outshoot the Ducks 44-33. Frank Vetrano scores in back-to-back games to get the scoring started, so he gets his 4th of the year from Troy Terry. I believe, I'm trying to remember how they scored the goal. I'm looking at the visualization thing they have on here real quick. Oh, this was, that's right. I forgot that's how he scored it. He just literally kind of spun around and made this, it was a weird spin and just right in the open net. So Frank Vetrano got the scoring started, and then Brett Leeson got his 3rd of the year from Cutter Gauthier and Isaac Lundstrom. Like I said, Brett Leeson has just been so fun to watch this year. Like, he's just been like I said, he's been a difference maker out there. This is the one I think Joey Decord wants back. He shot it, what they call in the 7th hole, like right between the arm and the leg. And it just literally squeezed right between Decord's underarm and just kind of just trickled right in. So that gave the Ducks a 2-0 lead. And then Eli Tolvanen got his 6th of the year to make it 2-1 Anaheim. So after the first period, it is 2-1 Ducks. Second period, Oliver Bjorkstrand got his 5th of the year from Shane Wright to make it 2-2. And then Alex Killorn got his 4th of the year from Trevor Zegras. I'll admit, even though Killorn hasn't been scoring that much, but he has looked a lot better in these last couple weeks. Trevor Zegras made a great pass to a wide open Alex Killorn right in front of the net, and he just wrist shot it right in. So that gave the Ducks a 3-2 lead. And then Cutter Gauthier gets his 3rd of the year on the power play with an assist from Pavel Minchikov. And this was just a great shot, great screen by Brett Leeson. Cutter was on the right face-off mark, and he could just tell, like, Decord just left that shorthanded spot wide open, and he just put it right in. Decord didn't even see the shot even happen, with a beautiful screen from Brett Leeson, so that made it 4-2 Anaheim. And the last goal happened in the 3rd period. Trevor Zegras gets his 4th of the year with assist from Alex Killorn and Mason McTavish. Like I said, I forgot to mention that McTavish is back. He did play in the Monday game against Seattle. This was just a great play by Trevor Zegras. I believe Alex Killorn shot it, and it went up in the net, or I don't know who it hit. I don't know if it hit Decord or another player on Seattle. The puck went up in the air. Zegras caught it with his hand, put it on the ice, waited, just outweighted Decord at the perfect moment, and slid it right past Decord to get his 4th of the year. The Ducks won this game 5-2. But here's the thing about this game that kind of ticked me off about this game. It was there was the players are still trying to go after Ty Carte for the Leo Carlson hit this game. Now, like I said, there's a time and there's a place to do it. Ross Johnson did a little too much this game. And so like I said, he went after Ty Carte at the worst point. Like the Ducks had a 2-goal lead, but then he goes after, you have the momentum, you have everything going for you, and then you purposely go after Ty Carte and start pounding him, you start hitting him, and now you give Seattle, a team you've struggled against. This was your first win in the first 9 meetings or whatever. I can't remember exactly. All I know is that Seattle's won 8 straight against the Ducks. You finally have momentum, you have the game, and then you take this stupid penalty, and it was a 4-minute penalty. So now you give Seattle 4 minutes on the power play to come back, and they could easily score 2 goals and make it and tie it at 4-4 at that point. Like I said, there's a time and place to make the hit, and he already tried to do it earlier. He already tried to do that earlier in the game. He got a penalty in the first period going against Ty Carte. Like I said, there's a time and a place to do all that, and it's not when you're trying to, hold the lead against a team that you've struggled against for the last couple of years. So, like I said, that's the only issue I have about this game. But other than that, Trevor Zegras is the third star of the game. He had a goal and assist for 2 points. Kaloran also had a goal and assist for 2 points as the second star. And someone who's been on fire lately is John Gibson. He was the number one. He gave up 2 goals and he had a .955 save percentage. So he had 42 saves on 44 shots. And I say Gibson's looked great. I think he was 4-0-1 to start the year now, since coming back from his injury. And those are the the 2 games. And we'll talk about the Kings Ducks game after you talk about your games.
Check your text message.
Check my text message.
So the first game was last Saturday. Seattle against the Kings or at the Kings. It's typically been a shootout game. High scoring, Kraken against the Kings. Well, it wasn't a shootout game. It was a very hard-fought game. And it was surprisingly a very defensive game. Just to go over some of the stats before I give you who scored and everything. The Kings outshot the Kraken 21-20. So it's not like it was a high volume. And that's one thing the Kings have been doing here lately. Even when they lose, they've been keeping the shot volume down. They won the faceoff basically 53-47%. Kings were 1 for 1 on the power play, which that's good news because the power play has been. They were good on the penalty kill because the Kraken were 0-3. Each team had 24 hits. Each team had 15 blocks. Giveaways, the Kraken had 14. The Kings had 11. Takeaways, the Kraken had 3. The Kings had 4. And let's go over the scoring. So first period, we had no scoring. In the second period, obviously, one of the hottest Kings playing right now. In fact, the Kempe Kopitar line, I mean, those two, they've been playing with all sorts of different people, but those two keep going. Kempe scores his 10th on a primary assist from Turcotte, his 5th, and Kopitar his 17th at the 4:19 mark on a wrist shot. Also in the second period, Quentin Byfield finally gets number 3 on the power play from Fiala, his 6th, and Kopitar his 18th for a 2-0 lead on a snapshot at the 6:0. Then we go to the third period, and Ex-Duck Brandon Montour scores his 6th from Borkstrand and Gord. Borkstrand's 5th, Gord's 6th at the 18:26 mark on a slap shot. So it's right at the end of the third period. A little, minute 34 left in the game, and they brought it within 1, and the Kings held them off. So a good game for the Kings. They played well. Let's go to the 3 stars. Adrian Kempe was the 3rd star with a goal. The 2nd star, David Riddick, he had gave up just 1 goal and had a save percentage of .950. And then the 1st star of the game, Quentin Byfield, with a game-winning goal on the power play. So, I mean, it wasn't an overly... I mean, it was an exciting game because it was going back and forth, but not a lot of scoring. And, and again, as you're going to see, the Kings have been going up and down. Up and down. It seems like every other game it's up and down. Now I'm going to talk about the game from hell. Okay, so on Wednesday we went to play the San Jose Sharks, who seem to be somehow have our number this year. I mean, this game was actually a close game until the 3rd period. Let me give you just some of the stats. The Kings outshot San Jose 24-21. The Kings face-off percentage 55-45. Out faced off, yeah.
And you say my English is bad.
The Kings were 0 for 2 on the power play. The San Jose Sharks were 2 for 6. It's got to stay out of the penalty box. They actually had their power plays kind of highly ranked. The Kings had 12 penalty minutes. The Sharks only had 4. On hits, the Sharks out hit them 20-18. Block shots, Sharks 16, only 6 by the Kings, isn't that odd? I mean, 6 that's low. Giveaways, Kings had 20 and 16. And takeaways, the Sharks had 6, Kings had 4. Let's go over the scoring. First period, Nico Sturm scored his 4th from Ferraro, his 4th, and Askarov had his first assist of the season, the goalie, on a wrist shot at the 147, so it was early in the game. In the second period, rookie phenom Brant Clark got his 3rd, from Kempe his 10th, Kopitar his 19th, tied the game 1-1, just about less than a minute later on a snapshot. Then, some kind of miracle, the Kings took a 2-1 lead, with Kopitar getting his 6th, from Kempe his 11th, and Fogle his 5th on a backhanded shot at the 8:58 mark. This is where, all of a sudden, the game took a turn. All of a sudden, the Kings were, Section 5? Mighty Duck movie? What were they?
District 5.
District 5? They were playing like District 5, where everybody was falling down, couldn't even stand up and skate. All of a sudden, the Ducks couldn't skate. Zetterlund scored his 9th from Eklund and Celebrini to tie the game 2-2 at the 13:59 mark. And that was after 2 periods. We were tied 2-2. Then in the third period, number 1, first overall pick, Macklin Celebrini got his 5th, from Thrun his 7th, and Ruda his 2nd at 1:03 of the third period on a snapshot to make it 3-2. A minute and 11 seconds later, Timothy Liljegren, formerly of the Toronto Maple Leafs, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Scored with an assist from Will Smith, the other rookie, at the 2:14 mark on a slap shot. Then Macklin Celebrini on the power play gets his 2nd of the game, number 6, from Eklund, his 15th, and Smith, his 4th, at the 3:43 mark. So within less than 4 minutes, it went 2-2, and we're not done yet. Alexander Wemberg scored on the power play. From Wallman, his 12th, at the 10:46 mark on a tip-in. Now 6-2. And then Luke Kunin finished it off unassisted at the 18:39 mark on a wrist shot. So I could go to the 3-star of the game, and I will tell you who they are, but there shouldn't be a king in there. Will Smith, a 3rd star with 2 assists. Ferraro, the 2nd star with 1 assist. How that happened, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder how they pick these stars, but the number 1 star, if he can continue to do this, he can get it back into that rookie, the Calder Trophy. Macklin Celebrini had 2 goals and an assist for 3 points, his first 3-point game with the Sharks. So that was on Wednesday. No, that was on Monday. I'm sorry. Wednesday. Now, here the roller coaster. We hit bottom, right? What happens when it hits bottom? It starts going back up, right? Kings come home to play the Winnipeg Jets on Wednesday, the 27th. So that was on Monday, people. This game, I think I predicted us losing like 6-1 or 5-1.
Something like that.
And what a difference a couple days make. Let me get the shots on goal for you. This is incredible. This is the number 1 team, ranked the number 1 team in hockey right now, the Winnipeg Jets. The Kings, 33 shots. Winnipeg had 14. They didn't have double digits in any period. 5 shots in the first period, 7 shots in the second period, and only 2 shots in the third period.
Wow.
I mean, talk about, you're playing the worst team, and they put up 7 on you. You play the best team, and you shut them down. I mean, almost shut them down completely. The Kings won the faceoff circle 53-47. On the power play, the Kings were 1 for 2, so 50%. And they did give up 1 power play goal on 3 attempts to the Jets. On the hits, the Kings, 32 hits, Jets 18. Block shots, Kings 13, Jets 12. Giveaways, this is still not good. The Kings 17, Jets 15. And takeaways, the Kings had 7, and the Jets had 6. Let's go into the scoring. The captain, Anze Kopitar, in the first period at the 152 mark, scores on the power play from Adrian Kempe. That was Kopi's 7th goal, Kempe's 12th assist, and Alex Ferrier's 7th assist on a tip-in on the power play. Then we go to the second period. Another player we need to get kick-started scored. Philippe Deneau gets his 2nd from Alex Turcotte, his 6th, and Alex Ferrier, his 8th, to make the score 2-0 Kings at the 7:10 mark on a wrist shot. Then 2 minutes later, this is where the Jets got him. The guy we shouldn't have traded, Gabriel Velarde, got his 9th on the power play from Ehlers, his 15th, and Connor, his 15th, on a wrist shot. I do wish we had Velarde still and never made that Dubois trade. I mean, the other guys could have gone, but I would have loved to kept Velarde, right-handed power play guy. We're still missing that. I mean, it's obviously given LaFerriere a great chance, and he's making the best of it. I'm really impressed with that kid. So it is 2-1 after 2. Then in the third period, Kevin Fiala gets his 8th from Brant Clark, his 12th, and Joel Edmondson, his 4th, at the 5:21 mark on a deflection. Then to finish off the scoring for the night, Adrian Kempe, the king of the empty netter, gets his 11th from Kopitar, his 20th assist, and Gavrikov, his 7th assist at the 17:04 mark on the wrist shot. And a lot of people, one thing I haven't talked a whole lot about is how Gavrikov has really picked up the defensive game for the Kings, playing with Mikey Anderson on the number one defensive pair. Gavrikov, to me, I mean, I wouldn't have given him a raise, but the way he's played this year, I'd re-sign him, give him more money, and let's keep him. Because he could still be on the second pairing once Drew comes back. So let's go to the 3 stars of the game on this one. The cap, Anze Kopitar, the 3rd star with 1 goal and 1 assist. The 2nd star is Alex Laferriere with 2 assists. And the 1st star of the game, Philippe Deneau, finally getting his 2nd goal, which, like him and Byfield, we need to get some of these guys kick-started to start scoring, because Deneau is a much better player than he showed so far. He's somebody we need to get kick-started. Him and Byfield need to, once they get going, we could be a first-place team. That was Wednesday's game. Then we're going to go a game together for both of us Friday at the pond. And I thought this was a great game.
It was.
I'll be honest with you. I think if it wasn't for the rookie goalkeeper, we should have lost this game.
The Ducks got goalied in this game.
They got goalied. I mean, he had, 30 saves out of 31 shots?
Yeah.
Incredible.
And he made some incredible saves. Like, I was like, that. I think with anyone else, that could have been a goal, maybe. But, like, Portillo was just, the Ducks were great. Portillo was better.
Yeah, and let's go over some of those stats real quick. Let's go shots on goal. I mean, you talked about the Winnipeg game, how we outshot Winnipeg.
And this
Anaheim,
is very
31 shots.
This is very rare for the Ducks.
Kings, 18 shots. 18 shots. That's it. The Kings had no double-digit shots on goal in any period, just like Winnipeg did. So, I mean, I thought the Ducks played really well. I did get a listen to this game because I had to do a will call at work, and so I got to listen to the game, and it was back and forth, well played. I mean, the Ducks, I just thought that they should have won that game.
We should have,
but they didn't.
Nope. They got goalied
by a rookie.
Yeah, and it's funny because he didn't even play for 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, he lost his.
Yeah, he lost a blade.
From what they were saying on the radio, he went to push off the post, and
no, so it wasn't off the post. He was like a little outside, but as he pushed to go from his right to his left, his right skate kind of went to kind of follow, the blade, the end of his skate hit the post and kicked the skate off, the blade off.
Yeah, well, it hit the post, and I guess that's how you can take them off.
Yeah.
And you see it happen every so often. You'll see the guy, you can't skate.
Yeah.
It's hard to move. And, and I got to tell you, the Ducks jumped on Riddick.
Well, they did.
In 5 minutes. And he played great for that 5 minutes, because I think he had 2 good scoring chances against them in a 5-minute period.
The Ducks did exactly what I wanted them to do. You had an ice-cold goalie going in. And I'm like, all right, get shots on him, like, immediately. And the Ducks did exactly that. Like, they didn't hold back. They went after Riddick, and just Riddick stopped him. Like I said, I can't complain. I mean, yeah, I would want them to put in the net, but like, they did what they were supposed to do. They went after an ice cold goalie, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I'm happy about that. Like, so things are starting to get a little bit better on the Ducks side right now.
Well, let's go over some of the other stats. I mean, for a good portion of the game, the Ducks were winning the face-off, which is something they really need to work on. But the Kings did come back, and it was basically 40 53-47, which is the Kings are usually a very good face-off team. So the
That's actually
Ducks
really good for
competing
the
with that's
Ducks.
pretty good.
That's really good for the Ducks.
Yeah,
It's
so
47.
nobody scored on the power play. The Ducks out hit the Kings 25-18. They out-block shotted them again, 20-9. How do you block 20 shots when I guess they don't count as shots on goal. That's why the shot volume was so low. 20 block shots. Kings only had 9.
Yeah.
And the Ducks won the giveaway. Kings gave away 11. Ducks only gave up 10. And then takeaways, the Kings took that one 6-5. But you want to go over the scoring?
Yeah, so Ryan Strome got the scoring start in this game. We went goalless in the first period. Ryan Strome scored his 5th of the year with assists from Drew Hellison and Troy Terry. Drew Hellison did exactly what a defenseman, just get it on net. And Portillo gave up a rebound, and Ryan Strome just, like I said, from Mighty Ducks D3, pick up the trash, clean up the trash. And Ryan Strome did that. And the good thing that what Strome did here was that he got it off the ice. Because if he shoots that straight on the ice, Portillo makes the save. But since Strome got it up in the air, just above his leg or arm, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was just enough to get the goal. So Ryan Strome gets his 5th of the year. So, and that was the lone goal for the Ducks. But like I said, you kind of already broke down all the game stats and everything. This was Gibson's first regulation loss of the season. But I can't not blame Gibson for this game. Gibson looked great in this game. I mean, the Turcotte goal was just a horrible giveaway by Zegras, a bad turnover in the neutral zone, and it led Laferriere and Turcotte to kind of have a 2-on-1, and Turcotte just made a great goal. Can't complain. You know, nothing Gibson can do when you have a 2-on-1 like that. So, but I'll let you talk about your 2 goals, even though I kind of talked about one. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah. Second period, Turcotte did get his second goal from Laferriere, his 9th assist on a wrist shot at 10:46 mark to tie the game 1-1. Then in the third period, early in the third period, at the 1:18 mark, Alex Laferriere scored his 10th from Brant Clark, his 13th, and Philip Deneau, his 10th. That was the game winner on a wrist shot.
That was a cleanup goal too.
What?
It was a cleanup goal too.
Yeah.
It was like a big rebound, and Laferriere just beat Gudis to the puck, and Laferriere, like I said, it was a great play by Laferriere. And I say he's been a great player for you guys.
Yeah. We can only hope that continues. I mean, he's been a huge surprise. I mean, with Byfield down, Deneau down, the pluses are Clark's playing pretty well. So is Laferriere. Some of the other rookies that have come up are, excuse me, at least holding their own. But I'm really shocked at the 3 stars of the game. I mean, I think the number 1 star was well-deserved.
Yes. Agreed.
But I think, I'll be honest with you, they picked Kempe as the 3rd star with no scoring. He played a great game, don't get me wrong. He was doing everything. Ryan Strome was the 2nd star with his goal. And then Eric Portillo was the 1st star. Obviously, with a 966 save percentage in his first NHL game. That's pretty incredible. And I agree with that one. But I think the 2nd star should have been Laferriere with the game-winning goal. And the 3rd star should have been Strome with the goal for the Ducks. I mean, that's just me personally. And that's not playing favoritism because I'm a Kings fan. I'm being just totally honest with that. I don't know. What do you think, Cody?
No, I think if you score like or get like a nice, like, say like the goal only happens because of your pass, or you know, like you get like a really good assist. But I mean, Kempe just always, I think they always have to put Kempe in because Kempe is a duck killer. It's just like Hey, let's just put him in. He always does good against the Ducks.
The funny thing is it took him forever to become the player he has, and he is a 200-foot hockey player that, for $5 million a year, is a
That's a steal.
steal. A steal, Kings fans, Ducks fans, steal. Very big steal. So, anyways,
There's just one. There is one gripe I do have about this game, and I think there's one rule change I think I would like to make that happened in this game is if you, because you know, if you do a high sticking penalty, you get if they draw blood or something, it's a double minor. I think if you not only blood, but I think you need to count teeth too, because on Brant Clark's cross check to Sam Colangelo, he chipped Sam Colangelo's two front teeth on the cross check. So I think if you know, knock out someone's tooth, I think that should count too, or chip a tooth. I think that should count too. Just saying. It's still like you kind of injured him in a way. And now Colangelo has to go through the holidays with chipped two front teeth. It's not going to look good in the family photos.
yeah, you know what? I would agree with that. I mean, if there's a broken tooth, it should be at least a double minor.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
saying it for both ways. Like, because I looked at Colangelo and they showed a close up and like he had like a V like right here, like on his tooth. I was like, oh my god, uh, it chipped his tooth on that play because it was not just a cross check. It was a cross check to the face. I wouldn't be shocked if Brant Clark gets a suspension from that because that was a cross check to the head. And it's not like it rolled up. He went straight at Colin. I wouldn't be shocked if Brant Clark gets a suspension for that.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah,
I haven't heard anything about it yet.
I haven't heard anything about it either. But maybe tomorrow we'll hear on 32 Thoughts, or not tomorrow. Hmm. On Monday
Monday.
maybe. You know, we might hear something.
True.
But I don't think anything's gonna happen. But because it didn't seem like it they did anything. But usually sometimes they just come out with those things out of nowhere, like the hearing or suspensions or something. Like even though it was like just a minor in the game, and then all of a sudden boom, 3 game suspension. So all right, well, I mean, honestly, I can't complain on how the Ducks played in this game.
No,
And honestly, I think that was the one of the
you should be proud of them. I
I
think they
no,
played really, really well. Yeah.
like I can't be mad or anything because like I said, they did what I like. They David Riddick went in as a bit, as ice cold. They got shots on him. I don't didn't even say like how many saves he had. Oh, he had 2 saves, 2 shots, 2 saves.
Yeah. There was 2 good shots
Yeah,
that he made saves on in the 5 minutes. And those were right at the start.
yeah. Like I said, I can't complain. You know, about it. Like like I said, the Ducks look good. They got shots. Like I said, I think this is the most they've ever outshot someone in like since the Getzloff Perry golden years. I can't remember the last time the Ducks outshot a team like this. Like I said, and like I said, and we even did better in and usually the Kings dominate us in the face offers, and like it was pretty close in the face off. So I can't really complain too much about this game. Like I said, things are looking better. So I'm happy about it.
So we're going to go on to predictions now.
We can do predictions, yes. So I'll let you go first.
Okay, so today at 4:00, we're doing this. It's Saturday. It's just a minute after noon in the beautiful Anjay Kopitar Studios in Menifee, California, just for you. Kings in Ottawa, who had a crazy game in Ottawa. I may want to change. I'm going to leave it. I think I said it last week because you did put it in. I think I put 6-5.
Yeah.
might be a fun game to watch. And then they play Wednesday against the Dallas. And Dallas is like kryptonite to Superman. Dallas is to the Kings. The Kings win a game. It's a miracle against. I don't care how even bad Dallas could be. We just don't play well against Dallas. So I've got Dallas 4, Kings 2. Those are the only 2 games I have this week.
Let's see. So the Ducks have the Ottawa Senators on Sunday. I'm going to go with...
We'll tire them out for you, Cody.
Yeah, that doesn't really help the Ducks sometimes because we've had it where you guys played them the night before and the Ducks look like they were the team that went on the back-to-back. I'm going to say 4-2 win. 4-2 win.
For Ducks? Okay, just making sure.
I don't know why my thing wasn't working. Vegas, I'm going to go on a limb. I'm going to say a 3-1 win for the Ducks.
You've been on a limb a lot this year.
And
you
then
might want to come with a different term.
Nope, I'm going on a limb because I'm going to make it work. And then I'm going to go with 4-3 loss to the Wild.
So just a reminder so far this season on predictions, Cody is 6-11. It's not including what we just did. And I'm 12-7. So
you know what we should do also, but maybe like we can start it maybe next year or the second half where like if we get the score right, we get a point. If we get like you get like so if you get the team right, you get a point. If you get the score right, you get a point. But if you get both right, you get 2 points.
Well, I had those 2 games I predicted that one
Perfectly.
week. Yeah, perfectly. So
yeah, I remember that. That was good. All right. Player of the week. Who do you have?
Player of the week. You want me to go first? Or do you want to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
It was a tough one this week because I mean the team played well most of the week. I mean Seattle Kraken have the Ducks number and so do the Kings, but like I said, the Ducks played well this week. Can't complain. I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna go with John Gibson. He's looked great since he's come back from his surgery. He's made some big saves. He really kept us in against in the Seattle game in Seattle too. He made some big saves. So John Gibson's going to be my player of the week.
That's a good pick. Well, my player of the week, I'm going to have an honorable mention. And I'll tell you that one first. It was our rookie goalkeeper yesterday against the Ducks with 30 saves out of 31 shots. Eric Portillo is honorable mention and the player of the week. And I don't even know if I picked him yet, but he's the leading scorer for the Kings. He had 2 goals, 4 assists in 4 games. And that's the cap.
I think you picked him our first.
Kopitar.
What? I think you picked him our first week.
Yeah, well, it's been quite a few weeks since then.
Yeah. So you're going with
Anze Kopitar.
Anze.
Yep. Proudly wear that jersey. Just like I would proudly wear Timu's jersey, just because I think Timu Solani is the most lovable player ever to play hockey.
Yeah. Everyone loves him.
He's just such a neat guy. Don't want to eat dinner with him because he'll eat your dinner for you.
That's where I draw the line. All right. So, who's your jester?
Jester of the week. Well, that's a tougher one for me to pick. Let me think about that.
You know who I think would be the jester of the week if we involved everyone in the NHL? It would be the goalie from Washington, Lindgren.
Oh, you mean the own goal thing?
That was so bad.
It was bad.
That was bad.
Anyway, it's like you turn around and, hey, I'm going to score a goal. You know,
Yeah.
that rookie in the OHL for the Kings scored a goal. I'm going to score one. Oh, I shot it the wrong way.
It takes the term a goal on a different level.
It does.
Yeah, I thought like, wow, that was. I feel bad for Lindgren, but wow, that was. Bad. So who you got for your team?
Dang. Gonna say I can't do it for one game. Can't do it for one game. I was gonna say the Kings defense. I mean, 7 goals to the Sharks. I mean, jeez.
Oh, actually, while we're on that, what do you think of the 5 forwards for your power play? Did you know that they're doing
Yeah, I've
5
known it.
forwards? Adrian Kempe's playing the quarterback.
Yeah, I don't. He's a goal scorer. I think I'd rather have him getting the one
That's
time.
what I was thinking too.
I'd rather put Clark back on that, but then again, that's me. But they're winning.
Except for the Shark.
I mean, except for the Sharks. So I mean, what could I say? You know what? Because of that game, and I know it probably wasn't his fault, but I can't think of anybody else. I'm going to pick Riddick. I mean, because I had to turn the game off because I felt like every time something happened, it was goal, 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 goal. It
I
was
would have chosen whoever your video coach is for that challenge. That was a horrible challenge.
yeah. They gave them 5-on-3.
That was horrible. I'm sorry. That was not goalie interference.
Yeah, you know what? I was listening. I wasn't
I saw the replay. I was
watching.
like,
I did not even. I'll be honest. I didn't want to watch the replay because, I'm there's enough sadness in this world. I do not want to focus on sadness. So I chose not to watch that.
well, when it
Okay,
comes to like goalie
I like
interference
it.
stuff,
The Kings video coach
yeah,
is the jester of the week, and I don't even know what his name is.
yeah. I'm sorry. That was just a bad thing.
I think that was a good pick, Cody. I'm going to take that from you.
I'm sorry, but that I saw. I'm like, that's not goalie interference because the Kings defenders is who made more contact with Riddick than the Sharks player. The Sharks player did go into the crease, but it looked like he had a little help from the Kings defenseman, but there wasn't much contact with any Sharks player.
Well, it's funny when you have good announcers for your team when something like that goes against you and they go, yeah, that wasn't goalie interference.
It wasn't.
But you got homers. Sometimes some of these guys are homers for their team so bad.
Yeah, so, some of them can be. I know
Yeah.
a certain Ducks one can be. He could be a homer sometimes. I'm not going to say who, but I would say my jester of the week. I'm gonna say Ross Johnson. Like I said, he was doing so well, but taking those stupid penalties and all of them against one. I guess I know you want to go after that player because he injured your player, but like I said, there's also a time and there's a place to do it. So I would say Ross Johnson just for on. Like I said, go for it, but don't take the stupid penalties with it. And he did the stupid penalties with it. So I would say Ross Johnson is my lame duck of the week. So, all right. You got anything else?
Just a reminder about 28th. I know tomorrow's the 1st. So it's going to be 4 weeks from today.
Ooh,
We will be at the Ponda
I'm looking forward to it.
to see the game, and we would love to meet with people between periods. Reach out to us, everyone. Reach out to us.
Yeah,
Other than that,
I'm super excited. Maybe we'll have like a meet and greet around, like I said, where Guy and Allie are, and then Mom sent me the picture of her taking a picture with Guy too.
yeah, I know. I saw that. Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah. You never said anything about the Thanksgiving thing you got sent?
Because I already saw it on Instagram and Twitter.
So
Yeah,
I'm going to
they
throw
do
this
that
out real.
they do that every year. It's something different.
You got Kopi going to carve the turkey with Bailey holding, well, not the turkey, but the duck. I think that's Byfield. Drew's there, obviously not playing. I think that's Deneau. I'm not really sure who the other two guys are, but they're having duck for Thanksgiving. And my comment was
Probably Fiala and
possibly. I reposted it and I put getting ready for the game on Friday. Thanks Felipe Castillo for that picture. It did put a smile on my face because it was just funny. It's really hard for a duck to eat a king. I mean, it'd have to be a vicious duck.
yeah. I'm just is they do something like that every year. Come up with some. I want new material.
Oh, I like that one. I didn't see that one last year.
It's like them always doing the duck hunt game. They always do the duck hunt game. They instead of the dog, they have Bailey doing the shooting instead of the dog or whatever. I want new material if you're gonna do
Okay.
it.
Well,
Like I said, I
figure
don't
out.
mind. Hearing. Oh, and then something we also got to talk about. That on our next podcast, we're going to probably talk about who's going to be on the Four Nations team. They're going to announce the teams on December 4th.
Okay, we can put that in. Well,
Yeah.
that'll be big news.
And then what I think we should do to end the podcast is go over the standings because we just passed American Thanksgiving. And usually whoever's in a playoff spot tends to be in the playoffs,
Okay.
according to Elliot Friedman.
Why don't we just do the playoff teams
Okay.
for now?
So we'll start with the East. Or I'll do the East, you could do the West. In the East, in the Atlantic, the top three teams are Florida, Toronto, and Tampa. Florida has 29 points, Toronto has 28, and Tampa has 26. In the Metro, you got New Jersey, Washington, and Carolina. Jersey has 34. Washington and Carolina both have 33. But also, Washington and Carolina have 3 games in hand over New Jersey. So that could change pretty quickly. And then for the wildcard teams, let's just say from the number one wildcard team to the last team in the East, only 6 points divide all 10 teams. 6 points. So literally, it's a pretty big playoff race right now. But right now, you have the New York Rangers in the number one wildcard spot with 25 points. Philadelphia is in the second wildcard spot with 25. And then Boston is in the third, or is just outside the wild card. They have 25 points, but Philadelphia has in New York have the reason why they're above Boston is because they've played less games than Boston.
Yeah, they've got 3 games in hand.
Yeah, and Philadelphia has 1 game in hand. So that's why you see that. But I mean, Buffalo has 24 points. Columbus has 23. The Red Wings are at 22. Islanders at 22. Penguins 22. The Senators at 21. And then the Canadiens at 19. But honestly, it's pretty close in the East. Then I'll let you do the West.
So in the Central, we have Winnipeg with 36, Minnesota 34, Dallas 28, and Dallas has got 2 games in hand to play on Winnipeg. But even if they win those, they'll still be behind them, and they'd still be behind Minnesota. So those standings are pretty solid right there. Then in the Pacific, we got Vegas with, and all 3 teams, first, second, and third place, all played the same amount of games. Vegas with 33 points, the Kings with 29 points and Calgary with 28. But here's where, Vancouver is the number one wild card team right now, but they have 27 points, but they're 2 games in hand. So if they win both of those, they will overtake both Calgary and LA to go into second place. And then you have Edmonton, who could, if they win and Calgary doesn't play, tie Calgary for third with a win. And then just outside Colorado with 26 points. But, there's a 9-point spread from the bottom to the top wild card team right now. So, Colorado's right there with 26 points, but they've got an extra game played than Edmonton. Seattle's 23 points. St. Louis 23, Utah 22, Anaheim only 1 game under 500 at 21 points. San Jose
can't complain right now.
San Jose's got 21 points, but the Ducks have 4 games in hand on San Jose.
Yeah, the Ducks have played.
Nashville,
I think
second to last. Who'd have thought?
I would have never thought. My Nashville pick's looking bad.
With the pickups they did, that they would have been right at the top of the Central standings, but those are the standings of today. So promising for Kings fans, if the thing about American Thanksgiving comes true, they should be a playoff team this year. It doesn't guarantee it, but they should be. So other than that, you about ready to get off?
I'm ready. So it's just interesting to have Calgary in a playoff spot when I had them second to last in the Pacific.
I don't think anybody had them there. You're talking potential coach of the year right there.
Oh yeah, and they're at a -4 goal differential too.
Well, they win when they need to.
Yeah,
when they lose, they might lose big. Sort of like Washington last year.
I'm just happy that the Ducks aren't the worst goal differential.
Yeah.
The Ducks are just not a good home team this year. They're better on the road. They're 5-3-2, and they're 3-0 with those orange helmets on the way. So keep those orange helmets for the away jerseys.
Well, you gonna take us out?
Yep. All right, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on all your favorite podcast platforms. Again, we are on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeart, and YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe us on YouTube. That would really help us out too. Please leave a rating and a review on podcast and Spotify. That we would really appreciate it. If we get any good reviews, we will read it on the podcast. Don't forget to also follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. We are on Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, Facebook. So I'll try to make a TikTok too, because we have a surprise coming up pretty soon. I'll probably make we'll probably make that announcement next week. What else do I want? What else are we on? Yeah, TikTok, and yeah, just follow us, friend us, tweet at us. Anything you got?
Any of your podcast platforms. Otherwise, if he's forgotten something, we're probably on most of them.
Yeah, exactly.
You can always check our notes about it too.
Yeah. On that, that I think that'll be it. Ready to get out of here? Yep.
Yeah. You first this time.
Me first. All right. Let's go, Ducks. Quack.
Go Kings, go. See you next week.
A father and son, a bond so strong, talking hockey all day long. Royally Quack, their podcast show, sharing stories, highs and lows. From the Kings to the Ducks they go. Shout and go Kings, go. Quack, quack, they cheer. A father and son, their passion sincere on the ice. Their love appears through the highs and lows in the years. The legends of Gretzky, Solana's grace, passing on history in every case. Father teaching son, a legacy shared. On Royally Quack, their stories aired. Fame together they stand, shouting, "Go Kings, go!" Quack, quack, they cheer. A father and son, their passion sincere. On the ice, their love appears through the highs and lows and the years. Let go. The legends of Gretzky, Solanas, Grace, passing on history in every case. Father teaching son, a legacy shared. On Royally Quack, their stories aired. Face off in life, together they stand, shouting, "Go Ducks, go! Go Kings, go!" A father and son watching the show. Through wins and losses, their spirits grow. On Royally Quack, they steal the show.